What's up, freaks and geeks? Welcome to the Cinema Asylum podcast. I am Matthew, one of the superhero and sci-fi experts.
I'm Dyllan, the other superhero and sci-fi expert.
And I am John Thompson. I am the action and animation expert. And
Welcome to the review. Sorry.
No, you're right.
Welcome to the review of Daredevil Born Again Season 1, aka Daredevil Season 4.
Yes,
Let's
the
go,
one you all been
baby.
waiting for. Guys, did you miss us, especially after the weather? I sure have. That's for sure. But yeah, it's great to be back. I missed you guys the last few weeks, and it's nice that we're going to be reviewing one of the most anticipated shows of the year. So
Yeah.
cannot wait for that.
As long as it's after the weather.
Stop.
No.
If you're going to do a
Nope.
Joker thing, you need to make it a Marvel version.
No, yeah.
Let's like
You're in the
we're doing
wrong-
a Marvel review.
You're
Come
in the
on.
wrong universe, buddy.
Keep it classy.
Wrong universe. Hey, he's starting to lose it.
As long as it's after the weather, not under the weather. You don't want to be drowning in all that water.
He's white and confused.
Yeah.
Anyways, we are reviewing Daredevil Season 4 today, and right now we're going to start with trivia.
All right.
All right,
For
let's-
2 points. In Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow, what was used to achieve the film's unique look?
I'm with you there. I'm like, what?
Is it a bad time to say that I don't know what that unique look is? I've never seen it.
Oh, you haven't?
It's one of those movies where like it pops into my brain and I'm like, yeah, I should check that out, and then I never do anything about it. Yeah, I have no idea what it looks like, so I can't even take a great shot. Doesn't it have that like almost noir-y, pulpy kind of feel to it?
Yeah.
Okay, like kind of like what's that Snyder movie?
Sucker Punch?
Yes, like Sucker
Yeah.
Punch.
Here's a screenshot from it.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Okay, I might be familiar with that screenshot, but I cannot remember the title.
No,
I
that's
told
what it's
you the
called. No, it's
title.
called Sky Captain: The Legend of Tomorrow.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
You're supposed to be telling me how they got that look for the movie,
Oh,
Grandpa.
It's a city.
I'm sorry about that.
Crap. What was the question? Say the question one more time.
How did Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow get its unique look?
I assume that it's more than just they did their research. Well, I mean, a large portion of it was the color grading. It has to be someone with the equipment. You said it's 2 points?
Yeah.
I'll take a hint.
Okay.
That's not
Well,
a bad
does
idea.
John also want a hint?
I think both of us should get a hint.
I mean, if you want to take the point knockdown, yeah.
All right.
I mean, like...
It's worth a shot.
It's better than getting it wrong.
Yeah, it's worth a shot.
It has to do with what they did in with the computer in editing.
Oh, man, was it a Spengler's Ghost situation?
A what?
So in Ghostbusters Afterlife, in order to achieve the live-like look that, Spengler's Ghost has, you know, I mean, because he died,
Yeah.
like year or two before. In order to achieve it, when they were making the aged-up version of him, they started at the ground level, took the original 84, they recreated Harold as he was in 84, and they got him to the point in that variant to looking exactly the way that he did in the original movie, where they recreated the scene with the CGI version of him displaced over top, and he couldn't tell the difference. And then they just went up from there. So I'm wondering if they looked at a bunch of source material, they recreated source material, and then they got the specific look that they wanted and went from there. That's what I'm thinking.
Same.
I mean,
Same.
that's the best I could think of if
Yeah.
it has to do with the actual effects itself and not the equipment.
So you guys are done?
Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
they were recreating looks. I think that they were comparing things for a specific look that they were going for, and
Yeah, I would say the same thing.
visually that's what they did.
You guys were thinking way too hard.
Damn.
It was just a combination of effects and Adobe After Effects.
So
Oh.
it was the program. It wasn't the equipment.
Right.
Oh.
You guys were thinking way too technical on that.
Of course.
I would have never
I
been
made it
able to guess the program.
I made it way easier than you guys were even thinking.
Well, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. That's such a thing where it's like you would think that that's how it would be with most films that use CGI. You know?
Well, yeah.
Where it's like, oh yeah, they use a program to do it. That's basically what the answer was.
Basically, yeah.
It was like, oh yeah, they use this program. And it's like that. Feel like a lot of movies use that program.
Yeah.
It's one of those. I'm not saying like you picked a bad question or anything like
Right.
that. That's not what I'm saying. It's one of those like pieces of trivia that people throw out there where it's like, yeah, I feel like that's not. Well, like to me, trivia is like my favorite piece of aliens. Yeah. My favorite piece about Aliens, where they were on the other side of Little Shop of Horrors and they blew a hole in the set. Like that's a piece of trivia to me.
I forgot that you said that. I was
Yeah.
like, whoa. Yeah.
I don't.
Trivia to me isn't movie used computer program to get things done. So my mind didn't go there.
I don't know how to quantify the next week's question.
Okay.
We're gonna call it a drama,
Okay.
but there's other genres involved.
So it's just like a smorgasbord of genres, is what the
We'll say
movie
three
is.
different genres, but the other two are so select it would probably give it away.
Okay. Would you be able to give us one of them?
Biopic,
What year?
2010s.
Okay.
Okay.
Here,
Yeah.
let me write that down before I forget.
Yeah. What you said about visuals? Hey Dylan, did you watch the '84 Supergirl movie?
I tried when I was younger, but the DVD skipped. I couldn't.
This is the movie you're going to have to watch when you're high. It is so bad. It's really bad. Trust me on that one.
I need.
We
See,
need a
okay.
separate segment called Dylan's Puff List.
Well, you know, he made a confession that he watched this movie high.
I mean,
so.
yeah. I mean, what else are you gonna do? You know, like.
Yeah.
Dylan's Puff List.
But yeah, I must warn you, this movie is so bad that watching it when you're completely clean doesn't help. It does not help at all.
Let me tell you, as bad as you think it is, Justice League and Fantastic Four are worse.
And you know what? You could be right. You could be right on that.
They made it to fit in with the resource. So like,
Which
it can't
unfortunately.
be incredibly bad, but
So-
there's a reason you don't hear about it.
The Justice League movie,
Yeah.
Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman are not in it.
I know
Yeah.
you told me about that. I'm thinking, what the frick, dude? And I'm thinking, I already know I'm gonna hate this one.
Literally 3 of the.
But
50 founding
yeah,
members
guys,
were
just want to
in
give
it.
you guys a heads up right now. When the new Superman movie comes out, unfortunately, Supergirl is qualified to make this list since it is a Superman movie. So,
yeah.
not good.
We have set one hell of a standard for movies concerning ranked lists of superheroes. So.
Yes, we have.
So the question is, which Supergirl movie do you think will be better? This one or the new one?
Oh, the Millie one. There's.
A million times. It's probably gonna be the new one.
It's
gotta be.
better. There's
Gotta
no
be better.
way.
I mean, James Gunn is involved. It's gotta be good.
We're gonna jump into Daredevil in a second, but can we talk about how scummy AI, like that new thing with AI that came out?
What thing?
So the set photos of Lobo that leaked.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
So there were leaked set photos of Lobo. Guy that leaked them got a bunch of new followers. He came out and said that they were AI generated.
At
And
least he said they were AI generated.
Yeah. But he waited till after he gained a bunch of new followers. He did it to get famous, basically.
Yeah, that's about how it goes.
Yeah. So, like, even set photos are no longer viable.
If I'm being completely and totally honest, I think the scoop culture in general, when it comes to Hollywood and everything, has gotten so incredibly out of hand.
It has.
Like I don't want to know the entire plot of a movie before I see the fucking movie.
But still, like, people using AI to, like, get famous doing it, like...
Well, they did it with Hugh Jackman's cowl for Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
Like I mean...
Which it worked. It worked.
Incredibly convincing one.
Yeah, it did, yeah. But this AI thing is getting out of control. It's really, it's so stupid. It's like saying, movie making is worthless. Let's take the easy route. No, you got to work hard.
Yeah, exactly. Like I mean, the entire AI... I just saw your Xenomorph picture back there. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, $3 a Goodwill.
Oh, nice.
Not a sponsor.
Yeah.
No, the AI thing in general has gone out of control, but especially in regards to creative projects.
Yeah.
Yes,
like
absolutely.
the AI art, quote unquote art, it is fucking stupid. It's incredibly stupid that AI is being applied to filmmaking, even in the small capacity that we've already seen. Which I have my personal feelings on the Brutalist.
Yeah.
I'll go on record saying that as well of a job that Adrian Brody did in that movie, which he did a beautiful job.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have won an award.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have won an award because AI helped him on his performance.
Right.
Like, he shouldn't have gotten an award for that. They shouldn't have used AI to generate the landscape set pieces. They shouldn't have done that. They should have just gotten a traditional matte painter to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's literally a dying art when it comes to filmmaking.
Mm-hmm.
They shouldn't have done that. But even in the grander aspects that they're trying to go for with it, where it's like they want it to write scripts, they want it to be able to analyze scripts, figure out if it's going to be like an actual like hit or if it's going to bomb at the box office and all this other stuff. It's like that. There's so many more things that go into it.
There's way more variables.
Yeah. Like it's bullshit in general that AI is touching creative creativity related mediums and genres and just ways of life. But it especially sucks that it's touching something as insanely huge and profound as filmmaking. It takes the heart out of it, and it's only making stuff like that even worse, where people are able to make a quick buck off of gullible idiots.
They're trying.
Don't want to paint anybody in a bad light for falling for those Lobo set picks. It looks
absolutely,
but
companies
that's what it is.
Companies are trying to quantify success with determining what will be a hit or not based on people's emotions, not analytical data that their AI can come up with.
Yeah, the AI cannot process
human emotions.
It can't process human emotions. It can't think as a human would, and that's what is going to be wrong with it, because the entire thing about art is that it's all about the human aspect of it. It's about making you feel something.
The soul.
Yeah, a computer can't feel that.
Right.
Like, I mean, literally, the closest we've gotten to an AI self-realizing and thinking like a human was an AI being asked, how can we fix what's going on planet Earth, and AI being like, kill all humans.
Yeah.
And then they immediately unplugged it. Like, we can't trust AI with anything relating to humans.
No.
No.
Someone, one of the groups I'm in on Facebook, there's people arguing that their AI-generated music still counts as music. No. You typed it all up. You didn't learn your instrument.
Mm-hmm.
And with music, especially religious music, AI can't believe in a higher power.
Right.
So therefore, it cannot make religious music.
Yeah, absolutely.
No.
It doesn't quantify.
Exactly. I agree.
So same with, like, someone was arguing with me in a photography group that their AI-generated art was better than my photo. It's like, you didn't do that.
What?
You typed it up.
No,
that's insane.
Anybody, and this is a personal thing. We're on a little tangent here, but this is a personal thing. Anytime anybody tries to make the argument of like, oh, well, I'm an AI artist or photographer or musician or anything that's like that. It's just like, okay, no, your opinion immediately just got invalidated.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
I don't care what you have to do to try to put into your quote unquote work. I don't care what you do. The computer
Quote.
did 90% of it minimum.
Yeah.
You have
Like-
no skill in terms.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, listen, I know that there are people in the disabled community that are like, oh, well, I use AI for X, Y, and Z. It's like, okay, that really is why AI needs to exist.
Yeah.
AI is there to help people that don't have certain skills or
Yeah.
abilities.
Yeah.
But the
When it
point
comes to
where,
creative, you're just not creating.
yeah, when you take the route of, oh, well, I need this because I don't have this ability and I needed, to see this or to hear this or whatever. When you go from that to trying to pass yourself off as somebody who's creating something, that's where you take a hard left into no, the fuck you're not.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, that's when you take that sharp turn because it's like you aren't creating that.
No.
It's when.
The computer's doing 95% of the work and jacking it from other people.
Yeah, and I know that, like, and I don't want to compare it whatsoever because VFX artists are another level entirely from just traditional artistry. They're comparing it to something like that where they're using computers to create their to create their art. That's still rapidly different. The artist is very proactive in the work that's being created.
Yes.
They're not relying on the computer to do 90 to 95% of it, and then they touch on the last 5%.
Right.
Like that's completely different. Like they can call themselves artists, even though they are using a computer to get their work created.
Yes.
They can call themselves artists because they are actually creating something. They're making something out of nothing. They're pulling purely from the genius of their mind.
Same with
Like-
people like making hip hop beats. It's mostly done on the computer, but
Yeah.
there's still, as long as you're not just using a bunch of different loops,
Yep.
you're still
Yeah.
doing it yourself.
Yeah, the entire thing surrounding generative AI, which is what most of these people are using. Let's be fucking honest. The entire thing behind generative AI is that you put in a prompt, and then what the computer does is it pulls from a plethora of source images. It's one of the things that's getting one of the AI companies in hot water right now
Yes.
because they're using a bunch of copyrighted imagery.
Yes.
It pulls from all these other pieces and tries to make this one single piece that fits what you put into the generation.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all it is. Again, like you can touch it up, but you stole from all these other pieces of work out there online,
Yes.
and you're trying to pass it off as your own. It's like that's not. Man, that sure is how it works in a capitalistic world. Not to get political or anything. I'm just stating a fact.
Yeah.
That is how it works.
Yep.
Like that's definitely like one of the best ways that you could describe it.
Mm-hmm.
It's such bullshit. It's like being like, oh well, I'm a self-made person when your mommy and your daddy funded you your entire life.
Right.
When they afforded for you to go to secondary school to get this higher education, and then you placed at their company and stuff like that. It's like, you're not a self-made person. Like, somebody else pulled all the strings to get you to where you are. Just the same as
You're
an
just along
AI
for the ride.
artist isn't an actual artist. Yeah. Like it's like, you didn't do anything.
Right.
like, if you only put in 5% of your work, you still can't call yourself a fucking artist.
Right.
Like, even though you put in 5%. Okay, you put in 5%. You are
That
nowhere
doesn't
near
account
the
for
level of
95.
exactly.
5%.
You're nowhere near everybody else that gave 100.
Yeah.
Like,
5%. Whoopie freaking do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
It
But
is.
No, AI is definitely helping kill filmmaking just
Yeah.
on every
true.
which side of it, whether it's just as a common audience member or it is a creative.
It's killing it on
it's
the
killing it.
CD art aspect too.
Yeah.
So many bands are just switching to AI art now and stuff, having actual like artists, graphic designers.
It's disappointing.
Yeah,
it
it is.
really truly is. It's killing a lot of stuff. Like I see comments about how fan-made trailers have taken a deep plunge ever since generative AI became a thing.
Oh boy.
Where people are like, yeah, in order to get a shitty fan-made trailer before, these people had to work hours and hours and hours to pull certain clips from specific movies and line them up just so perfectly. And then you also you go into the recoloring and all that. It's like there was an art to it, and now people are
For
just
better or worse.
yeah, no, like there were some like really really bad fan made trailers out there that just perfectly cleared generative AI from a creative aspect.
Yeah.
Yep.
I see that comment get tossed around all the time. That comparison, and it's like, yeah, no, that's true. No, it's definitely put a major dampener on things.
And now people are spent like 3 minutes doing it like 3 minutes.
Yeah, which like AI is supposed to be a tool in general,
Yeah.
but like it's not supposed to be a tool that completely replaces the human part.
It's not supposed to make you a tool.
Yeah.
No,
like,
exactly. No.
I'm proud of that one.
No, you're right there on the fucking money. I gotta give that to you.
Yeah.
No, it just sucks. I wish that AI were only used as a tool and nothing else.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty nice. I wish that AI had no other part in the rest of the world. It'd be cool.
We'll save it. We'll end this conversation and get to Daredevil.
Yeah.
On the note that I've been seeing on Facebook a lot. I want AI to do my laundry and my dishes while I focus on my art and music. Not I want AI to do my art and music while I focus on my laundry and dishes.
Yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be nice.
Amen to that. All right, so guys, just want to give you something real quickly. We're actually recording it before Easter Sunday, so it's actually recording it on a Saturday. So just want to let you guys know on that one what actually is the day they're actually recording. So
This will actually drop on Easter.
Hell yeah.
yeah. So yeah.
I see what they did there. They ended Daredevil Easter week.
I was like, you're not being clever.
No.
Yeah.
Give the family something to talk about other than Jesus for the weekend.
Yeah.
Well, depending on if you want to get into Daredevil theology, you'll still be talking about Jesus.
Yeah. Bugs Bunny is
plan.
Bugs Bunny's not going to be our Easter mascot. Let's let Daredevil be the Easter mascot.
A man dressed as the devil. Mascot for Easter Sunday? Absolutely.
But anyway,
that works.
But anyway, in all seriousness, man, we were really excited for the new season of Daredevil, which I can't say I was more excited for than Matthew, because Matthew loves that show
Matthew
a
was
lot.
most excited. I'm just going to say that right now.
Now, going into this,
Everybody better step up to the plate if they want to be as excited as me.
Yeah. Now, going into this,
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. Yeah. Going into this, I watched the first 3 seasons, and then Matthew told me, watch The Punisher next, so you know the background character is going to be in that show too. So I did watch The Punisher as well. And Echo, which is fantastic, by the way. So, oh, man, I was so excited for the new season of Daredevil, which I'll say is real quickly, great to see him back. I was so happy to see him back. That's the one thing I can say in excitement level for this one. I was so happy to see him back.
At the end, we'll talk about it. Thoughts for season 2.
Okay.
Because I got some thoughts.
Yeah. So let's get to the big question. Does it live up to the expectations, and is it any good? We're going to talk about it right now. All right, who wants to go first?
I mean, I can give my general thoughts.
All right.
I figured that Matthew was going to take this episode anyway. So
I will say, you could definitely. It's great. You can definitely see the aforementioned issues that they've mentioned in production.
yes, yeah.
You could tell at 2 points you're watching 2 separate shows that are kind of like mixed mash back into one.
Yeah.
Season 2 will not have that problem because it will all be shot conclusively. Because what they did with this, they shot it as like a PG or 14 rated show, where Daredevil was more of a courtroom drama, and Daredevil wasn't really in costume.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Yay, we're doing this." They did their test reactions, and they're like, "This ain't it."
Yeah.
So then they tried to make it more like the Netflix show, much to the excitement of every single freaking person that watched the Netflix show.
Yep.
Nobody wanted the courtroom drama, fan-wise.
Yeah.
They wanted the Netflix show. So now you have 2 separate shows, one which already started filming. So they had to take what they could salvage from what they've already filmed and match it with the new filming.
Yeah.
So it's a mixed match of 2 different shows, essentially 2 different shows.
Mm.
And they try to mold it back into one. You could definitely tell where that happened. It's very unbalanced. It's still good.
Okay.
There's some highs and lows of this season. And for all, we won't say what yet. We'll talk about it later. But for all the people that thought this would not reach the intensity of the Netflix show, there's a middle finger emoji for you.
Yeah. Yeah. there was some shit that happened.
I have a hot take. It might not be that much of a hot take. I think there's a scene later in the season that is gorier than any of the Netflix stuff.
Oh, is it
The fist scene.
towards the end?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
I think that's gorier than any of the Netflix stuff.
Yeah.
The only
I'd
thing
say
that
so.
might come close is the drill and Punisher foot in season 2.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think this might be this is now the goriest moment in the MCU.
Yeah. 1000%. There's no way.
Beats out anything from Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
Because that's blood. This is actual gore.
Yeah. It was definitely a fatality situation.
Yeah. But we'll discuss what happened later. But yeah, overall, I'm really enjoying this. We'll discuss more in detail after everybody else gives their general thoughts.
Admittedly, I wasn't incredibly excited for Born Again. It was my least favorite, or it was my least anticipated MCU project this year. I just looking at the movies, aside from Brave New World, I guess Brave New World just sounded like a hot mess the entire time. So I was like, okay, maybe that's on bottom. But like at least out of the shows, which we're getting we're getting Ironheart, we're getting Marvel Zombies, and we're getting Wonder Man this year.
And Eyes of Wakanda.
Okay, yeah, all right. So
And then we got Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
are we getting season 2 this year?
No, I said we had season 1 this year.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that was this year.
Yeah.
I keep thinking that was tail end of last year.
Nope, early this year.
Okay.
Let's check it out. We reviewed it,
Yes,
and it's great.
yes.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Can't wait for season 2.
Absolutely.
Now, Born Again, I had a complicated relationship with the original show. So I think that the second season was the best out of the 3. Even though season 3 had some of the best moments in the original show. For me, it was just it kind of plateaued after season 2 a bit. Like I was not a fan of season 3. Everybody seems to love it.
Yeah, we'll
But-
rank the seasons at the end.
I'll save that.
Oh, okay.
But as for season 4, it is about what I expected. I will say I kind of got my hopes up a little bit. Just some of the comments that they were making right before the show premiered. They were like, "Oh yeah, no, this is amazing. The old show was super boring and all this, but we really took it up a notch with Born Again or like what it was going to be before, not
Yeah.
like the first 3 seasons."
Right, yeah.
I say the fact they say it's boring. That's bullcrap.
No, they were like what you described. What Born Again originally was boring.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
With them being like, yeah, the original version was boring and nobody liked it, and we really added all this other stuff, and it's so much better. Blah 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 blah. Like watching it, it's like, okay, I appreciate what they added to it.
Yeah.
Because no, I definitely get what you're saying about how it was like 2 different shows.
Yeah.
I definitely wasn't a fan of the original show.
Yeah.
I can say that.
Which was like episode 2 through 9 or whatever. 2
Yeah,
through 8,
yeah.
2 through 7, something like that. Yeah.
I definitely wasn't a fan of that, but with that aside, I like all the additions that we got.
Yeah.
I like the ties that we got to the rest of the MCU, which I always look for that. I feel like a lot of like hardcore MCU fans do, but I like seeing the little additional ties that we got to those, to the rest of the universe, which it wasn't a whole lot.
No.
Like
Got a Spider-Man reference.
Huh?
Got a Spider-Man reference.
Yeah, like we got that. We got I think that we got like 1 or 2 clips of Roxxon.
I'm wondering how we're gonna.
Yusuf Khan was in there too, but
Yeah, I'm wondering how Duquesne from Hawkeye.
oh yeah. That was a great tie-in. I love that tie-in. That was great.
I wonder how it's all gonna quantify at the end, because like we'll talk about the events after we're done giving our general thoughts.
Yeah.
But like the plot of the show how is it going to tie in with the rest of the MCU if certain characters cannot be used in the movies? Or vice versa. Because what happened during the show is a major repercussion for the MCU.
Yeah.
For New York City, at least.
Yeah. We'll discuss that.
Yes.
I gotta say that was very interesting. That was one of the things I actually kind of expected, and I was really pleased with.
What?
Just that and like what we will talk about.
Yes.
That was one of the things where I was like okay. For at least half this season, I found the Kingpin storyline way more interesting than Matt's.
Yep.
Like I the takeaway that I can give that can summarize my experience watching this season was I wasn't a big fan of what they did with season 3. Like at least concerning like the fallout of Defenders.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of that. We kind of got that again this season, at least with Matt.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't a big fan of that. Like it for me, it was like we already kind of saw this. Yeah. I don't really care to see it again. But Kingpin was on a completely different path than what we saw with season 3. I loved it. I thought that was great.
I have a good way to describe it. Season 3 was a breakdown of Matt's faith. Season 4 was a breakdown of Matt's character.
Yes, no, I see that. Yeah, to me it was very much I lost this person that was close to me, and because I lost this person that was close to me, I don't know if I can do it anymore. Yeah, that's what Matt's story was in both seasons.
Yeah,
and like even though like there are the differences between the two.
Yeah,
even though there's the differences between the two, that's still kind of the same story for him. It's just different aspects of his life. Anymore. Yeah.
Versus a person versus his faith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was not a fan of that. I was like, if I wanted to watch this, I would rather watch season 3 where we get more action sequences out.
Yeah.
That's how I was with Matt.
Yeah.
At least for half the show.
Yeah. It was slow for a minute.
Yeah, no, it picked up after episode 5.
Yeah.
Matt had a couple scenes. And
is episode 5 the bank scene?
I think so, yeah.
That was a really good episode.
Yeah, it was. I was super happy with that. No, those are my general thoughts. Yeah. I liked Born Again enough where I'm definitely looking forward to a season 2. It's just for a show called Daredevil, I was not super interested in Daredevil for half the fucking show, or so far half the show.
Yeah.
Obviously it's only one season, but after seeing what we've gotten in Netflix. I would have preferred to see him in suit more during Born Again. I kind of needed that, honestly. So that's the part where I was let down as a fan. But John?
Yeah, okay. It's very clear that Matthew is the Daredevil / comic book part expert. So
he's taking it this episode.
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to give you guys the heads up on that one before I give you my personal thoughts, because I'll give you my personal honest thought about the show in general. The first 7 episodes, I actually fell in love with it throughout the entire time I watched it. I loved the first 7 episodes. I was thinking, oh, this is really getting good. I'm really loving it. And you're right about episode 5. It was so good. I loved it. I love the cameo, which we'll talk about that later. And then it gets to episode 6, and I was thinking, oh, so that's why it aired back to back, because it was setting up for episode 6. That actually was pretty smart. But yeah, I loved the first 7 episodes. And then we get to episode 8, and I was just thinking, this is getting interesting. Which I have a confession to make. I was unaware there were 2 completely different writers. I was so unaware that the first 7 episodes had different writers, and then they brought back the original for the last 2 episodes. So unaware of that. I had no idea. But yeah, I really enjoyed episode 8. Episode 9, I thought the finale was great, but it does leave me with things. I'm thinking to myself, I need a little bit more with the finale. So we'll get to the rankings later. But that's the one I was just thinking to myself, which one did I like this season more? Did I like this season more, or did I like the other season more? Which, again, we'll talk about that a little bit later. But overall, I thought it was a excellent show. I loved the whole thing. I was pretty satisfied for what I got, but thank goodness this is not the only season because I needed more answers for season 2.
This is not even close to the only seasons. They're talking multiple seasons.
Aren't
Good,
they already
good.
confirmed for season 3?
Yeah, they've confirmed season 3.
Yeah, good.
Oh God.
But
But they're talking the show in general might run more than 10 seasons between the Netflix and this.
I mean, I could see it. The love from fans is there.
Yeah.
So that's totally.
Yeah.
I could get behind that.
Before we get into detail, are you done with your initial thoughts?
there was one more thing I also want to get into. No, that's okay. I also say that's also a big plus is the acting. The acting is phenomenal, so great. Love seeing Kingpin back, which is such a perfect casting choice as Kingpin. He is so
He does
good.
great.
I absolutely love Charlie Cox. He's so good in the show. Everybody just gave some awesome performances in this one. The action scenes is great.
John Bernthal, amazing as always.
Yeah, I mean, they're the original actors of the original Daredevil show, so of course the acting is going to be phenomenal. But yeah, I definitely really enjoyed it. But yeah, there's going to be some interesting things to get into when we get to the spoilers. So that's going to be very interesting. What else did you want to say?
So, Matthew's kind of be the preference on Matt for this episode. I'll kind of like lead this conversation.
Yeah.
First thing to discuss. Disney would... The fact that they got the Netflix shows back. Couldn't have done it better. This would have been the biggest freaking mistake the entire MCU could make if they did not bring back the same cast. Bernthal, Charlie, Vincent,
Yeah.
Karen, Deborah. Just bringing back the entire Daredevil cast. That would have been the biggest mistake they would have made if they did not bring everybody back.
Yeah.
Everyone is so well loved in those roles. Daredevil is one of only 2 superhero shows, in IMDb's top 250 shows of all time. Penguin and Daredevil are the only shows.
Yeah.
So, Daredevil is... Everybody knows it's well loved.
Yeah.
Like, there's no doubting. It's a masterclass of a show. That would have been the biggest mistake to not bring those back.
Yeah.
And we'll talk more later when we talk about season 2, because I think there's more coming. And I think John's got more to watch.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. 1000%. There's no way.
More to watch? Which one?
We'll just go and say it now. With the end of the show. Not saying details about the end of the season yet.
Okay.
But I think before next season, you're going to at least need to watch Jessica Jones. Maybe Luke Cage and Iron Fist.
Yeah. I would say Luke Cage more than Iron Fist, because we really have no word on if he's returning or not.
He's begging.
Yeah, I know that he wants to. We haven't gotten an actual rumor that he's returning.
Right.
So
I
far,
did
it's
see
just
something
been
he
Kristen
was.
Ritter and Mike Holter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard Jessica Jones is good. I heard Luke Cage is good. But I heard that Iron Fist
I
was...
enjoy Iron Fist.
Yeah, Iron Fist is entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys enjoy it, but that's the one I'm like care less because I heard it's because they're not very good. So
It's my least favorite. I'll say that.
Jessica
but,
Jones is my least favorite.
Yeah, okay,
Oh,
I
okay.
can see that for
Okay.
you.
But Iron Fist, if you like martial arts,
right.
if you like Shang-Chi, like the fight sequences,
Yeah.
you will love Iron Fist.
Yes, 1000%.
Gotcha.
Think Shang-Chi but R-rated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you will
It's
love
awesome.
you will love the fight sequences in Iron Fist.
Okay. Gotcha.
And it's got what's her name? Jessica Hanwick. She's in The Matrix, the new one.
Oh,
She played
Matrix Resurrections.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's a
Sounds
really
like-
good actress in that. And then I think Echo is going to be part of season 2 also.
Oh, good. Good.
I
Good.
think she's going to join the Defenders.
Echo?
Yeah.
I
Interesting.
can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
People are speculating Moon Knight, but Moon Knight's not even in New York.
Moon Knight.
Moon Knight's going to be in Midnight Suns.
Yeah, which it fucking kills me that they're waiting on Midnight Suns until after Secret Wars.
Yeah.
That's just
I didn't hear about that.
But yeah.
yeah.
This would be the biggest mistake if Disney had not brought back everybody.
Yeah, absolutely, 1000%.
Are we gonna get to the spoilers?
Yeah, we're about to do that right now. So yeah, let's start it off with the big one. We got,
Oh boy.
well, the first big one. We got an excellent one-shot fight scene. in episode 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the most intense scenes in the MCU.
It was balls to the wall, honestly.
Do you want to tell us what happened?
I didn't.
You might be able to describe it better than I can.
I will say I haven't rewatched any of the other episodes,
I've not either.
but from what I remember in the first one, Matt, Foggy, and Karen all go to it's Josie's, right?
Josie's, yeah.
Yeah, they all go to Josie's for a drink. They're all doing whatever, celebrating, what friends.
Yeah.
They all go to do that, and while they're there, Bullseye shows up, and he just starts wrecking shop. He's destroying people.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he mows everybody down. He utilized, which it wouldn't be Bullseye if he used just guns or anything.
Right.
So I was very happy with him making use of everything around him.
Yes.
But like, he was using barstool legs. He was using pool balls.
You jumped ahead of the plot.
What?
He shot Foggy first.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that happened. I can't believe that they brought back Karen and Foggy just to have Foggy gone like that.
I don't think he's gone.
What? Oh, come on.
And-
I'm normally
and-
one to be like, there's hope, but
In the comics, I believe it was Vanessa faked Foggy's death. Someone faked Foggy's death in the comics and brought him back later.
he's dead. There's no way.
Well, here.
Bullseye was out for blood.
Okay.
He was hired to take out Foggy.
Okay, and Matthew,
There's a lot of speculation that he's not dead.
Mm,
That they're pulling that line from the comics.
Can I respond to that? Okay, I read this over on the John Campea show that Karen and Foggy are coming back for season 2, and I'm thinking,
have
how
confirmed
is that
Foggy's
even
come back.
possible?
No.
Like Foggy literally dies. Like, is
No.
Disney trying to fake us out that he's dead? Like,
No,
It's
they
gotta
have
be
confirmed he's
flashbacks.
Yeah, he is coming back though.
Yeah, it's gotta be. If he's coming back, it's gotta be his flashbacks. I refuse to think otherwise. Karen was right there. She's chased enough ambulances and been there to stop enough people from bleeding out to know when somebody dies. There's no way.
And to counterpoint it in your favor, Daredevil's more of a realistic show.
Yeah,
I could see it if it was like Thor.
Yeah.
Thor bringing someone back or something. Like,
Well, it's like I always
Or Doctor
expected
Strange, whatever.
Killian to return after Iron Man 3.
yeah,
Oh, I always expected that. We never got that.
yeah.
but here's the thing, though. I want to be happy that Foggy. I mean, if he's really not dead, that would make me think to myself, was this a waste? Like, it makes me feel sorry for the character, but then you think to yourself, wait, you can't feel sorry for the character. He actually is returning. No, once you're shot in the chest, you're dead. It's that simple.
I mean,
And yet Disney decided, like, nope, just kidding. So
I
I
got
don't.
shot in the head.
you can survive, Like,
But I don't know how I feel about that because they literally had a funeral for him, and it said 1-2 years later or something like that.
Yeah,
And
it
I'm
was a year
thinking,
later.
yeah, I was like, yeah, he's clearly dead. Like, how is that even possible?
And there's also the fact that the heartbeat, because as Daredevil and Bullseye are kicking the crap out of each other.
Yeah, which they're going all the way through the building. Like
Yeah.
they go from ground floor
Yeah.
up to the
Fantastic
ceiling, up
scene,
to
by the way. It's
It is
great.
a one take. That's the only one take in the show so far.
Yeah,
That's nice.
It was damn good.
It
I
was.
was very happy with it.
It
'Cause
was.
That was one of the highlights of the earlier seasons is one takes.
Yeah, everybody looked forward to the one takes. Yeah.
Yeah. But they were going all the way up to the roof, and as they're going up to the roof, you could hear Foggy's heartbeat going.
Yeah. Matt keeps pausing the fight to listen.
And you could hear it slowing down.
Yeah. I feel like Matt would have been able
Yeah,
to.
we're
detect it
using
too.
wood to do the heartbeat, by the way. Yeah. I wish we had special effects or sound effects for that matter. But I don't know, man. I want to be excited for Foggy coming back, but I just gotta be. It's just flashbacks. There's no way that he's alive.
If
There's
it
no
is just-
way.
If it's just flashbacks, I hope Karen comes back in
No,
season 2.
okay, no. I think that Karen's going to be back full time, like present tense
Absolutely.
in season 2.
Absolutely.
Yes, because I think him and Heather are done.
Yeah.
I think Kieran's going to get back with Matt.
Well, I don't think that him and Heather are done. I think that
they're going to be.
No, absolutely they're going to be. But I don't think that they're done. But I also, while Karen and Matt are MVP, like they're who I want to root for.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm not sure if I see that happening in season 2. If it happens in season 2, it'll happen at the later half of season 2.
Right.
Like pre-going to war kind of.
But I will say, I did like the love chemistry between Matt and Heather. I really did like them as a couple. I prefer the original couple, but I did like them. She's sweet, she's likable, and she's supportive of Matt Murdock. So she is the least hateable women character throughout the entire movies and TV shows I have watched before. So thank goodness for that. Like Flash, Flash season 7, like, ooh. God Almighty, I hated her. She is the more likable in the Daredevil show. So thank goodness.
Yeah.
Did you recognize Heather?
No.
I think I recognized her, but I can't remember the actress'
Her
name.
face looked familiar.
She did.
No idea.
You are getting your Star Wars card revoked.
Why?
She was Mother Coral in The Acolyte.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Fuck you. She was in Dathomiri, like, paint. No. You're
getting your Star Wars card
No, I still get to reserve it. If you would have been like, oh, it was Mother Anastasia, like, I want to call bullshit immediately, just purely because of skin color. But no, she was fully done up as a fucking night sister, man. No,
yeah.
I don't. I get to retain my card for that one.
Okay, you're getting a dent in your card.
Yeah, no. If you want to like make that first like initial little snip at the very bottom of the card, by all means.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But getting back into
the hell out of those
yeah,
scenes,
but getting back into the episode.
Yeah.
Kingpin has a different job.
Kingpin has fulfilled the rule that a lot of people were expecting.
Yeah.
It was part of the Devil's Reign comic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they teased it at the end of Echo.
Yeah.
Which is the main reason I had John watch Echo.
Which again is also show. But yeah, very fascinating. It was very fascinating to see what Kingpin was doing.
Did you have him watch Hawkeye?
He had seen Hawkeye already.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't remember. Okay.
Yeah, he had not watched Echo though, so I haven't watched that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you liked Hawkeye. Yeah.
Oh, I loved Hawkeye.
I
I think it's my favorite MCU show. I think.
Yeah.
You finally finished Echo too.
Yeah, I did. I liked it. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I was
But
like, man,
Kingpin's
I need to watch it all in one sitting.
Yeah,
but Kingpin's character in this show very fascinating throughout the entire show. At least for me, it was very fascinating.
Kingpin's always fascinating.
Yeah.
But it makes us question: is he a good guy or is he a bad guy?
No, he's
No,
a
he's
bad
definitely
guy.
a bad
He's a
guy.
bad guy.
Yeah, exactly. But
There's no good guy here.
no, they're trying to make us think, oh, he's the good guy. No, he clearly still hates Daredevil, which he clearly hates him.
Kingpin is one of the worst villains in the MCU.
He's when it comes to like villainy, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
One of the best acted.
Yeah, no, he's a complex character. And he's great because of it. Yeah. Kingpin is. He's one of those characters where it's like, I don't get how a lot of other people don't see it, like in universe. I mean,
Right.
How like there were this entire season there was debate like obviously Kingpin was letting people see what he wanted them to see.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there were people that were so like, yeah, he's done some real bad shit before, but I'm kind of coming around on it. It's like, what? Are you what?
Yeah, exactly.
Like he's a. I'm sorry. I don't want to be a cynic. I don't want to be somebody that doesn't. I don't want to be a pessimist or anything like that. I don't want to be Debbie Downer. But like, this man was confirmed mafia and served time because of confirmed mafia.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, you know what? He might be able to run this city pretty well. It's like, why do you want him anywhere near office?
Right.
Like this is only going to play out for the worst. And you just fucking know that in the fucking finale, he was like, from now on, New York City will be going to a state of martial law. You know that there are some people that are like, and we're going to be better off for it. It's like, you're fucking insane. Like, what is wrong with you?
Exactly. Exactly.
Not to get political, but the parallels.
Yeah, like, dude, this is.
Do you know what I do find funny though about Kingpin?
Yeah.
The 4 best villainous roles in the MCU,
Mm.
3 of them started out as not official MCU. I'd say the top 4 villain performances in the MCU: Killmonger,
Yeah.
Kingpin,
Okay.
Green Goblin,
Yeah.
and Purple Man.
Yeah.
So 3 of them weren't officially MCU at the start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Purple Man doesn't get talked about as much as a menace, but he's a
No,
menace.
he needs to be. He
He's
is.
a
Oh my
menace.
god, dude is fucked up with a capital F. Like, holy shit.
Today's letter of the day is F.
Sesame Street is brought to you by the letter F.
Oh my god, dude. No, I've been. Admittedly, I haven't seen every episode of the original X-Men 93 series.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to finish it before 97. But I got to the Purple Man episode.
Oh, he's in
it.
97 and 93.
Yeah, he's in 93, and he runs a orphanage. Or no, he doesn't run an orphanage. He adopts children from an orphanage, from like literally an orphanage that can't get rid of kids.
Yeah.
And he uses them in tests, and he's trying to get even more kids, and he's trying to shut down this one orphanage. And it was like, oh, I'll take the kids afterwards. And it shows what he's doing, and it's like, dude, that's 10 kinds of fucked up. Like that's
Yeah.
And that's
like
not
it's
the kids'
not as
cartoon.
bad as what we see in Jessica Jones.
Right, I was
but
going to say that's a kid's cartoon versus an MA-rated show.
yeah, Jessica Jones was a lot worse.
Yeah.
Like he wanted to see how high I could jump. No, I just Kingpin is we already said it. Amazing casting. Vincent D'Onofrio is a brilliant actor on his own.
Kingpin's the GOAT.
Yeah, no,
He
Kingpin is one of the greatest Marvel villains, just in general, but is now one of the best MCU villains, just by default. Like
One
I
of the
mean,
best
it's-
on-screen villains, period, for
Yeah.
comic books.
And he was
it's
also
brilliant.
he was also a great villain in the Spider-Man video game too. I love Kingpin in
Yeah.
that one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though we didn't get a whole lot of him in Spider-Man 1. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but Kingpin
He's
is
great.
he's one of the most recognizable characters, like
Yeah.
in the comics and also in media in general.
Kingpin is one of the top 20 comic book villains we've gotten on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd maybe even say top 10.
One of the things, I think one of the most interesting things that they've done with him is what we see here in Born Again.
Yeah.
Where he becomes mayor.
Yeah.
And it's which we hadn't said that yet,
Yeah.
but
We're in spoilers anyway.
yeah, I know.
Yep.
But like, it's one of the more interesting things because it's very There were a lot of parallels here, as we said before. There's a lot of parallels here, but it's also one of those we haven't seen that in superhero comic book movies.
Right.
We haven't seen something where it's like they pose what a lot of people would think is a very small threat,
Yeah.
which is going to rapidly blossom into this really, really bad thing.
Well, we kind of saw it before, not to this extent.
Hmm.
And you haven't got that far in Gotham.
Okay.
Penguin becomes mayor in Gotham.
Oh, I think I remember seeing something about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know-
it's,
I know I
like
have.
comic book movies.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Because Gotham is
Its own separate thing.
yeah, it's its own separate thing. It's on a smaller radar and everything. Like
Yeah.
it's like
Nothing
people
gets out of
know-
that city, yeah.
Yeah, people know MCU. People don't not a lot of people know MCU. Not nearly as many people know Gotham
Right,
or the show Gotham.
right.
But
And it's now part of a cinematic universe, so it's its own self-contained
yeah,
thing.
Yeah.
No, at least in terms of like mainline like entries and stuff like that, like getting that kind of a role in a villain, especially a villain as insane as Fisk.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's great. I think it's one of those things where it's like, I kind of would have preferred this to be in a movie. I don't prefer that Daredevil be a movie.
No,
Do not get me wrong.
No.
But like Kingpin as the mayor of New York City, absolutely, I want that in a fucking movie. I know that that's supposed to be what we're getting in what was it called? Brand New Day, the next Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
I know
Well,
that
Kingpin can't be in the movie.
apparently he's the villain in the movie.
Well, Vincent D'Onofrio said Kingpin's not allowed to be shown in movies. He can only be shown on TV.
I don't know, man.
You never know.
It's one of those things where I hate leak culture. I hate scoops and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's like I don't
I have no
subscribe
clue.
to it. But a lot of the rumors that we've gotten about Spider-Man 4 have been about Kingpin.
Okay.
It was always either it was going to be Kingpin or it was going to be another multiverse story.
Yeah, I heard Venom in the multiverse.
Yeah, I've heard a swap between the two.
Yeah.
I have heard no actual confirmation of this is what the movie's
Yeah.
going to be.
I've not
I don't
read-
trust any actual confirmation.
I have
before
not
I see
read it because I want to be surprised when I watch the movies.
Yeah,
so I don't read any rumors or speculation or anything like that.
Well, I mean, it's also good not to read them so you don't get your expectations up.
Right, exactly.
I mean,
exactly. Like,
So,
yeah.
question: if Daredevil's doing this and it's a successful story, will we see that in the DCU sometime where Lex becomes president?
I could see him becoming president with how they casted a younger actor, which Nicholas Hoult is only what, like mid-30s.
Yeah, a couple years older than I am.
He could play Luther for a while.
Yeah.
That's true.
I think that they could get him to the role of President Luther.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think that would be really interesting to see on screen as well, because that's definitely my favorite version of Luther is when he's the president.
And that's
Like, I think that's awesome.
That's an even more large scale than Fisk is mayor,
yeah,
because that's the entire country.
Yeah.
If we could get to that with the DCU, I would be really happy.
Let's be
To
honest. Let's be honest. This Luther's gonna be much better than Jesse Eisenberg's Luther.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, as much as I like the ultimate cut, like, still not a great
John
Luther.
Cryer is still the best Lex Luthor.
Yeah,
John Cryer and Michael Rosenbaum are the best.
well, I was gonna say hell, even fucking Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I'm gonna
John
watch.
Cryer
Which
too.
I'm gonna watch Superman
Yeah.
Returns in June. I'm gonna watch Superman Returns. Which I'm
I
looking
really
forward to.
enjoy Superman Returns.
I was fond of it when I was a kid. It's been a minute since I've watched it, but I'm gonna be doing the rewatch before.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Superman
Yeah.
this year, but
Superman 4. My reaction next month. That's gonna be rough.
I think that President Luther would be really interesting in the same exact way that Kingpin as mayor is interesting.
Yeah.
Because
Because this mayor thing's going to go on for at least 1 or 2 more seasons.
yeah,
I would
I
say
think that
so.
it's going to become a really big thing. Honestly, I could see because okay, this is where it gets into the speculation territory of like what might come in the future movies, but like Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Secret Wars is I've said it a couple times on the show before, but for anybody that doesn't know, Secret Wars, especially from the 2015 version, which I think that they're pulling from heavily for the upcoming movie. Secret Wars takes place in Battle World, and Battle World is a patchwork of universes, basically.
Yes.
Like it's like the last city from all these different places. So in 2015, there's a new version of Asgard. There's the New World Tree, which is actually Groot, and they've got that, and they've got these high tech cities. They've got these fantasy cities. They've got all these different things. So you could have 2099 there. You could have 1872 there. You could have 1602, which I think that's one of the concept art pieces that we got between Hulk and She-Hulk.
Okay.
I think that was 1602. We're going to have a lot of stuff like that. I think that we're going to for sure have a New York
Yes.
in Secret Wars.
Definitely.
And
Most of the MCU takes place in New York.
yeah,
Of course.
and I think that for that they're going to have Fisk as mayor big time in Secret Wars.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just with how many people they want to stuff into Doomsday in Secret Wars, I don't see them not appearing.
I could see all of the Defenders appearing.
Yeah, like I think
That's why I think they're going to rush Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and everybody for next season.
yes,
Because they're going to want them
yeah.
in Secret Wars.
Well, I mean, just the King Thanos art that we got for not even mainline MCU is the offshoot universe that takes place in Disneyland.
Yeah.
Where the snap never happened.
Right.
That's what that universe is. But it's there's art for one of the attractions for that version of the MCU where it's all these heroes against King Thanos.
Okay.
And you can see Daredevil like front line. Yeah, I know. a lot of people are like, "What the fuck is he gonna do?"
Yeah.
And he's going like all in with the Billy Club and everything in the art. It's like, yeah, no, I mean, he might pull a Steve where he's trying to choke Thanos.
Dexter,
he
one of the
can do
weakest
that,
heroes
but-
out there for cannon fodder.
Yeah. I think Secret
Thor
Wars.
saving his strength for later.
Yeah, Thor's like, okay, I'm gonna be like backline. I'm gonna be.
The final defense.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like,
You guys
let's go
try
through.
it first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
let's go through the front lines. Let's get the pawns out of the way. Daredevil, you're up. Squirrel Girl, you're with me.
Yeah.
No, which Melania Vaintrub coming back as Squirrel Girl would be awesome. I just want to say that, but no, I think that. I don't know. I think that it's going to be interesting where we go from where we leave off in Born Again, especially with the grander MCU
Yeah.
and where we're going to be 2 years from now. Which 2 years from now we're going to be pretty deep in Secret Wars, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's Doomsday is next year, and then Secret
In
Wars
May.
is the following
Yeah.
year. Okay.
Yeah.
I-
Yeah.
Which
Dare-
it's wild that we're getting Doomsday in 1 year.
Daredevil's
that's-
towards the front of the line. At the front of the line leading the church is Aunt May.
Which looking at Daredevil, there's a few things also I want to get into. Matthew told me to watch the movie Heat because there was a particular scene in the movie Heat, which was the restaurant scene, and he's absolutely right. It's a fantastic scene, by the way, between Al Pacino and
Robert De Niro.
yeah,
Yeah.
Robert De Niro, which is a great scene. The reason I brought it up because there's a scene where Daredevil and Kingpin talk in the restaurant
In episode 1.
in episode 1. Excellent scene, by the way, so fantastic. And
It was clearly inspired by Heat.
yeah.
Like, they even
absolutely.
confirmed it, but like,
Yeah,
it was obvious.
And Kingpin is like, "You're happy to see me, aren't you?" And he's like, "No, I'm not really happy to see you."
He's like, don't step out of line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But
And
you can,
Daredevil's like, same to you.
Yeah, Daredevil's like, dude, this is a two-way street, buddy.
Yeah.
Like,
but you
I
can
ain't
tell,
afraid of you.
but you can tell there is some awesome chemistry between these two characters.
Yeah.
Like, it's so good. I mean, of course, they're supposed to hate each other, but the chemistry of the whole is fabulous. To see that. Then, of course, there's some great action scenes, and there's some very, very excellent acting as a whole. The court drama stuff, I love the court drama stuff, honestly, which I can understand how people can be critical as, like, when's he going to get in the suit?
Yeah.
I understand that. But to me, I was looking at he's Daredevil, except he's the suit version of Daredevil. So he can fight without the suit if he wanted to, which he did. A few more times he did in the entire show.
The White Tiger episode was interesting.
It was.
I liked it. I
Yeah.
think that it's one of the best episodes that we got this season.
Yeah.
And for
Yeah.
it being a very non-superhero episode,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was surprised by that.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
Yeah. The one return villain that I did not see coming was the one that was wearing the orange prison thing.
Bullseye?
Yeah. Oh boy. I was thinking, whoa, I didn't know he was coming back. Like, I did not see that coming at all.
Colin Farrell played him in the movie.
Really? I did
Yeah.
not know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a weird look too.
Yeah.
Yeah, very what's the word I'm looking for?
Matrix.
Yeah, I'd say Matrix.
Yeah.
Matrix definitely fits. That's not the word I was going for, but yeah.
But man, I
Bro
didn't.
was very inspired by Neo.
Yeah. But man, I did not see that coming. When he was there, I was like, "Oh, I did not want to see you again. You were so villainous in those Daredevil shows. I saw you, buddy."
Well, I was expecting it after season 3, even with the broken back, just because of the one issue that we get in the comics where Daredevil visits Bullseye, which Bullseye is, he's in the hospital. He's like catatonic.
Yeah.
Like he can't
Yeah.
move or do anything. Like he's just like completely broken there.
That scene
And
was so
Daredevil's
good.
like, I swear to God, you get out of this bed, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
That was so good, and that acting performance from that. My
Yeah,
goodness, it was
yeah.
so good.
I will say, I thought he was dead after that. After the drop off,
Yeah.
after the first. 10
Oh, I
minutes of the
know,
first episode.
yeah.
I was like, "There's." Well, granted, we saw him. We saw that he was gone,
Yeah.
but I was like, how the. This dude is just being put through the ringer physically. Like, he had his back completely destroyed in season 3. Now he got thrown off of, what, like a 150-foot building?
Yeah.
Like,
Bullseye, he ends up surviving, obviously.
yeah.
Gets multiple life sentences.
Hmm.
Which leads to the best scene in the MCU since Daredevil Season 2, which was the rooftop scene, where, once again, Daredevil and Punisher.
Mm-hmm.
Woohoo! Yes.
Once again, semi-same discussion. Are you happy that he's breathing the same air you're breathing? Because he got life and you didn't put him down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which leads to one of the best scenes in the MCU again.
Yeah.
I love that actor that plays Punisher. I
John
love
Bernthal
him.
is fucking
Yeah.
amazing.
What is he?
I
He's in
like
The
great.
Accountant too, by the way.
Yeah.
He's in that one.
That comes
Which
out next week.
Which, man, I need to watch the original before the sequel.
The original's amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, seeing these guys back, which that's why Matthew said to watch the Punisher, which it's a good show. I did enjoy it. But seeing these guys back, he's still a prick, that's for sure. He's still talking bad at Daredevil. So they're
still Frank Castle.
Yeah, and they're not really friends, but they're not really enemies either. They're frenemies. Let's call it
I was waiting
that.
for him to say that. Yes.
That's what they are. They're frenemies.
They're coworkers.
For real, yeah.
And you have to like your coworker, whether you don't or not. You have to.
He's a friend for work.
Yeah. Hey, he's a prep for work. Yes. Yes. But another thing I was going to get into, which is episode 5, which I love, by the way, seeing Miss Marvel's dad.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. It was so great to see him in that episode.
The shameless Funko promotion.
It was really funny though, because Miss Marvel's very popular.
Right.
Which, honestly, I kind of hope that Miss Marvel shows up in one of the Daredevil episodes in season 2 or season 3.
We are not sponsored by Funko, but if you guys want to make some Funko Pasta us to sell, we'll greatly appreciate it.
Mine will just be completely blank. They'll just repackage one of those DIY Funkos, and it'll be mine with a question mark on it.
I mean, can you imagine if Miss Marvel does show up, that she's going to be thinking, what's with the filthy language? And then you had to explain that it's no longer family-friendly, kid.
Okay, can we discuss the finale?
Yeah, let's go for it, because we
Okay.
spent a lot of time bullcrapping around.
Yeah. But yeah, 6 and 7, they're also great episodes. But
yeah,
that's...
okay.
Let's talk about Muse real quick.
Yeah. We haven't said a single thing about Muse this entire time.
Yeah.
No.
A lot of people were expecting a lot from Muse as a character. I just
He was
wanna
only
say
in like
that.
2 episodes.
He was in like a collective 4. He was only Muse in 2 of them.
Right.
Hey, yeah.
like he, for anybody that doesn't know, in the comics, Muse is one of the only characters, if not the only character, that can fully nerf Daredevil's entire ability, which is the echolocation, basically echolocation ability. Like he's able to fully mitigate that. He can't be tracked in the comics.
Interesting.
And everybody in theorizing about Board Again was like, oh, I wonder how they're going to show this. Oh, I wonder how they're going to explain it. Blah, 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 blah. And it just turns out that he's an angsty artist that
He's
knows
cannon fodder
judo.
for Fisk.
Yeah, like
Dang.
it's like, yeah, we needed somebody to kind of make the show interesting for these first 7 episodes. And they just gone.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get the original season 4 plan eventually.
I can't remember what it was. aside from
Typhoid
Board
Mary
Again.
was supposed to be the main villain for season 4.
Ah, that's right. That's right. Okay. Yeah, because I was like, man, it'd be cool to see a crossover with Daredevil. But,
Yeah.
but they're not Daredevil with Deadpool. I just have that association between Typhoid Mary and
Yeah.
Deadpool.
And I want to get to one more quick thing before we do talk about the finale, whatever we did.
I mean,
yeah.
Additional thoughts about Muse?
Yeah,
Like I liked him. I thought he was great.
He
for
was
what
great, but he was underutilized.
yes,
way underutilized.
severely. He
Yeah.
shouldn't have been killed.
That fight scene was amazing, though.
It was. No,
Yeah.
Specifically the second one. I like the second one more, where he
Really?
gets killed. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I preferred the first one. I liked the tension more.
Yeah, it was the first one was definitely more intense.
Yeah, I
And the
just,
fear of the unknown with the girl.
Yes, yeah, that's what it was.
Ju-
I really like the tension there, and there was still a bit of tension with the second fight, especially because it was like you could tell that Matt was. You could tell this entire season that Matt was feeling a little rusty.
Yeah.
You could tell.
So is she White Tiger too, or is someone else White Tiger too?
Are you talking about?
The little girl, because she's too young to be White Tiger too.
She's not White Tiger yet, but I'm pretty sure she's supposed to be White Tiger because I'm pretty sure the White Tiger that we know got the amulet from her father.
Yeah,
Mm.
because
So I
she's
think
like
that she's
way
gonna
too
become-
young.
Well, I could see Young Avengers or something like that.
Yeah, but she's still like really young.
I mean, she looks about 13.
Yeah,
I
I figured they would have casted someone like 20 and been like a 17-year-old.
well, I mean, no, okay. So the actress is probably about 17.
Oh, she
Like,
looks a
in
lot
all-
younger than that to me.
Well, that's the thing. Like that's part of the reason why they cast the older actors so that they stay younger longer.
'Cause my thought was Jenna Ortega originally.
Jenna Ortega would have been interesting. I don't think that it would have ever happened, but I definitely wanted it.
Yeah,
But I'm totally fine with this too.
Okay.
Like if that ends up coming to be, which I could see it being
it's
like
gonna
a
happen
tempe-
eventually.
Yeah, whether it's Young Avengers or we get more street level projects,
Yeah.
or we get Champions, which
Right.
Champions is a team that's run by Ms. Marvel.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think the street level stuff is gonna be like its own separate corner of the MCU,
I-
where it's a consistent story going on. There's gonna be two separate stories going on, like the big story and then the street level story.
Yeah.
It's gonna be two concurrent stories going at the same time. And I think the street level stuff is gonna be mostly MA rated. TV shows on Disney Plus, not really movies.
Yeah,
And maybe Spider-Man's the bridge between the two.
I could see that.
Yeah.
But that also makes me want to see Spider-Man more in the MCU outside of the Avengers movies
Yes.
and his own movie.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Like I know that Tom Holland is a huge star now,
Yeah.
and like good for him. Great. No,
Mhm.
I'm glad. Get that money.
Yeah.
Like he's good at what he does, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
But I know that he's a big star, but like Spider-Man's one of your big draws.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. Spider-Man's one of the most well-known superheroes ever.
Everybody loved that Spider-Man Daredevil team up or episode in For Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Let's get Spider-Man and Daredevil together for at least a few scenes here and there.
Yeah, like I want something more like getting to the finale
Yeah.
where they were talking about where they were discussing what might come next.
Yeah.
One of the last comments that we get from Matt is that they're going to need an army to take on what Fisk has planned.
Yes.
Yes.
Which is where I think Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist,
Exactly.
Echo, and
Okay.
possibly Spider-Man. will
Yeah.
come.
Okay. Gotcha.
I honestly, if we don't get Spider-Man, if we don't get Ms. Marvel, if we don't get it would be cool to see Moon Knight. Admittedly, I just don't see it.
Yeah, I could see maybe Miss Marvel.
Well, we already have that tie.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Kate
can see
Bishop
that.
maybe too.
If
Or
yeah,
Hawkeye.
Kate Bishop. We could also get depending on the End Vision, which like End Vision, I don't realistically see anybody other than the Defenders
Right.
being there, along with just a bunch of random people that they found.
They're
that
gonna
were
add
willing
new-
to fight for the cause.
They're going to add new Defenders later on.
yeah,
Like comic book characters we haven't seen yet.
I see the Defenders team up happening season 2.
Yeah. And like they're going to
them
grow
going
the
to
team.
war
Yeah.
and everything. Yeah, I see that happening. But it would be awesome for us to get more than just that particular set of characters.
Yeah.
It would be cool to get Spider-Man. It'd be cool to get Ms. Marvel. Honestly, if Ms. Marvel gets involved, then
Kate Bishop.
characters like Kate Bishop does have to get involved
Yeah.
because Ms. Marvel's going to be running the Young Avengers.
What are some street level heroes you'd like to see join the Defenders that we haven't got yet?
God, dude. One street level character I want to see, and I mean this very genuinely, is Howard the Duck. I want
Would
to
he
see
count
Howard
as
the
street
Duck.
level though?
I think that he's street level. He has some shit with aliens happening, but he's not like saving the world
Right.
kind of level.
I just don't know how that would balance with Daredevil.
No, I think that'd be fucking weird. Don't
It
get me
would be.
wrong.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Very
I'm not trying to
weird,
be like,
yeah.
I think that this would be a cool team up.
But yeah, like that's
But-
some weird crap.
No,
yeah.
I mean, they got it in What If. I know that you didn't watch at least season 3 of What If.
I've not watched What If, period.
John, have you seen What If?
No, I want to though.
There's an episode, and I'm only saying this because I think that it's going to come into play big time with Secret Wars. So you guys should watch What If before Secret
Yeah,
Wars.
I think
at
What
least.
If is a big precursor to Secret Wars.
But
Okay.
there's a character named Birdie who's the offspring between Darcy and Howard the Duck.
Yeah, I remember.
And there's an
Ah.
entire episode about their relationship where they're trying to defend the egg of their offspring.
Bestiality.
Oh yeah, I remember. I remember you told me that. I was thinking, oh wow.
It's fucking wild. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
I mean, Howard the Duck
cannot
is-
wait for Natasha Lyonne.
I mean,
to
Howard the
do
Duck
that,
is
but-
not your ordinary duck. He's not Donald Duck. He ain't Daffy Duck. No.
well,
not that
everybody
type of
being
duck.
Like, I wonder how that works. It's like that's a dangerous question.
Whoa, yeah.
But
It's like that episode of Supergirl where Livewire's on the radio. I mean, how does that work? Does she have tentacles?
I want to see a character like Howard the Duck. I don't know, like I want more. See, okay, if he weren't a fucking asshole and a tool, what's his name? Leapfrog.
Yeah.
It would have been cool to see him appear. Like
Okay.
I want characters that aren't incredibly notable.
Right. Yeah.
Like I want some B-rate characters. It
Yeah,
would
I
be
can't
cool
think
to
of
see
any.
some- yeah, because a lot of the other street level characters are B-rate. Excuse me, are B-rate characters. It's the
Right.
filler.
Yeah. In terms of
it's-
lesser known ones, I'm more familiar with DC,
yeah,
like The Question and
yeah. Marvel doesn't really have that. Marvel really sticks to its mainline ones where it's like you're either an X-Men, you're an Inhuman, or you're an Avenger.
Yeah.
Like that really is basically it.
Yeah.
And none of those are street level.
I feel like DC does it better where they have like their big characters, but their B and C level characters, a lot of them are big enough to at least be in your memory.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
with the Justice League cartoon.
they're also
Hellfire.
regularly appearing.
Right.
Like
The
that-
Question, Captain Atom. Like I can name more B and C level characters. Zatanna.
Yeah, Bloodsport.
Yeah, Bloodsport. I can name more B and C level characters that aren't really like
yeah. No.
A-list characters. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Marvel, it really is the characters that we got in She-Hulk, where it's the Immortal Man, it's Leapfrog, it's what was his name? Swashbuckler,
I don't remember.
the guy that, the swordsman, fucking whatever his name was, the Matador. I don't remember.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
He had a trigger with that one. He wasn't called the Matador. It's just everybody called him the Matador.
Yeah.
I remember that. Okay.
Okay.
But it was stuff like that. White Tiger is a street level character.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like obviously, we don't really have a White Tiger now,
Right.
unfortunately. But no, you're absolutely right. DC really is better at putting their
Fleshing
street
their
level
characters, yeah.
out more in the forefront and
Yeah.
fleshing them out more. Yeah.
That's partially because of Batman. Although
Yeah.
Spider-Man could say the same thing with Marvel could say the same thing with Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's more known for his villains than his superhero team ups. Though.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I
he's
can
more
see
known
that.
for Shocker. He's more known for Electro,
Green
Vulture,
Goblin.
Green
Yeah.
Goblin, Doc Ock.
Yeah.
Like he's more known for his enemies than anything.
Yeah.
Well, Batman kind of is too. Joker, Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, but you at least have the repertoire of Batman, where it's like, okay, you got Robin, you've got Nightwing, you've got you've got Red Hood, you've got
Oracle,
Spoiler, yeah,
Batgirl.
Oracle, Batgirl, Batwoman. You know, like it's at least a little more fleshed out.
Freaking Alfred.
Yeah, like Alfred pulls his fucking weight, like
Yeah.
Alfred showing up with the shotgun and just
Alfred messing Superman stuff up in Injustice. Like
Interesting.
What show was it? Beware the Batman.
I never watched Beware of the Batman. I just
Yeah,
watched that.
I think that was Beware the Batman. He like shows up with like a pump action shotgun and he's just like
Oh wow, that's interesting.
I
But-
love that, honestly.
But with the finale of Daredevil Born Again, yeah, it's one of those things where like it got to the end, I was thinking, I wanted more. I
Yeah,
wanted
definitely.
I wanted to see a little bit
It
more.
would've been-
But we did get a mid-credits scene.
Leading into probably the Punisher movie that's coming out next year.
Oh, are we getting a Punisher movie?
It's a TV special. But
Oh, yeah,
That'd be cool.
it sounds like it's going to be full length, like a 2 hour, hour and a half, whatever.
Hour and 20 minutes, I can see.
Yeah.
I was thinking more he was going to be useful for season 2 of Daredevil.
He's
still going to be there.
Oh,
There's no
yeah,
way.
totally.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. But I was thinking to myself.
Count him in.
But
I don't think it's going to be like the like Werewolf by Night or Guardians where it's like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be like a full length movie.
I'll be looking forward to that one.
I can see that.
But this is one of those things where I'm thinking to myself, ooh, I'm getting really excited about it. And I apologize for doing comparisons to The Flash again. At least it's a better cliffhanger than season 6 of The Flash. I'll say that. It's a better freaking cliffhanger. That's for sure.
Yeah. Okay, but the thing is, we're not going to have to worry about a Flash season 7 issue where they wrap up what they were telling at the very end of the fucking previous season in one episode.
Less
than one episode.
Which I still have not watched the previous 2 seasons. I still have not got to that. I'm just not excited to watch that show anymore.
I think.
But anyway,
Daredevil season 5 is because obviously the Netflix stuff is canon now.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it hasn't really been discussed. Season 5 is going to lead into what's going to be the street level chapter of the MCU, leaning everything else going forward street level. Because I think it's gonna spin off. Obviously, we're getting the Punisher TV special. We've already got Echo. I think Echo's gonna get maybe a second season, or maybe they'll do more Defender seasons.
I feel like they're going to try to put Echo elsewhere instead of her own show. Which
Yeah, 'cause
I feel like she should still have her own show.
Yeah,
but
the show didn't do too well, but
yeah.
I could see them bringing back like maybe Jessica Jones season 4, and maybe bringing back certain of the other shows, and then having periodic team ups with Defender seasons, like they do instead of a Defender show like consistent. There'll be like one season every 4 years, like they do Avengers movies.
Yeah, no, I could see that. That'd be really cool, honestly.
Yeah, I could see that definitely happening.
Honestly, I want more of a street level pivot.
Yeah,
I want it just for the MCU en masse.
yeah,
Because my thing is it's superheroes. Of course, it's always happening, but it's like everybody's always facing a world threat.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel
I want to see more than just a world threat. I want to see something small.
Oh, of course.
I feel like
and Daredevil delivers it.
I feel like street level should stick to TV shows on Disney Plus though, because world-ending stuff doesn't happen every day. Street level stuff, with a TV show, it could be more of a daily thing.
Well,
Because like if you have like 2 seasons a year or whatever, that's 20 episodes or whatever of different days instead of just your world-ending event, which you only need with a movie.
What about like a Defenders movie?
I'd still do it as like a mini series, like every couple of years.
Really? Not even like a 2.5 hour Defenders movie?
Maybe.
Like they have interconnectivity amongst themselves in their shows, but like
maybe
they have their team ups because it would
be the bigger event. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I
it's a
could
bigger
see, like,
thing, and
Okay.
it would
being a movie.
contest. It would kind of balance out Avengers.
Yeah.
a bit.
Yeah, I feel like Defenders could be a movie.
Okay.
But they'd have to keep it with the consistent tone. And I'm not sure outside of Deadpool if they want to do an R-rated movie.
yeah,
Although I think Blade's going to be R-rated.
Yeah.
fucking better be at this point.
If the thing ever gets
If it ever happens.
Yeah.
At this
that-
rate, we're
which-
getting Wesley Snipes Blade 4 before we get Marshall Ali's Blade.
John, part of the thing of Midnight Suns being pushed back is part of the God, I'm totally spacing on words today. But the indefinite pause. Projects like Midnight Suns and Blade are on indefinite pause right now.
Oh, wow.
And they're on indefinite pause until at least after Doomsday, if not Secret Wars.
Oh, goodness. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's one reason why it's not a great thing.
We're getting Wesley Snipes Blade movie before we're getting...
Yeah, he's got to return before Mahershala gets his chance.
Which-
Well,
to
they
shine.
said that in Deadpool. There's only one Blade. There's only ever going to be one Blade.
Only ever going to be one Blade.
Yeah. Which thank you for bringing that up about the whole pausing on the movies thing, because there was a couple of things I'm going to bring down. Then we'll get to the ratings and then the ranking. A couple more things. I will admit, even though I enjoy the MCU movies and TV shows from 2020 to 2024, they are not as strong as what start from the beginning all the way up to 2019, because those were really strong when it comes to the movies, and they handled the MCU so much better in terms of box office receipts, what people remember about these movies. There has been some hidden gems from 2020 to 2025, but I can see why people are not excited for new MCU stuff anymore. It's because it's not as memorable as what we got from Phase 1 all the way up to Phase, I think it was Phase 4? Phase 3, thank you. So, that's that's right. So, that's what I would say about that one. And to give another quick, Anthony, you can say something. I didn't learn about this until after I actually read something in an article. I think it was episode 3 when the guy that was prohibited in court and he was able to be proved not guilty. I had no idea that the actor actually died of cancer before filming, and I didn't read about this until like days later, and I was like, "Whoa!" So that's self-sacrifice right there, how he actually did, and he was great as a whole. But he was so gone too soon, but he was so good.
1000%.
But that's the only couple of things I have for that one.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Yeah. What was I gonna say? Go ahead and say something while I'm thinking.
One comment that I want to make is that I really like how the MCU is handling aspect ratio changes.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of it.
Okay, yeah,
absolutely. The first 3 seasons of Daredevil, we had like a special. There was a special effect at times that they utilized to show Matt's like honing in on what was happening. We had that effect before, but I really love the aspect ratio change.
Yeah,
great. I love what they've done with it in general with between WandaVision and Agatha all along.
Oh, of course.
Which I rewatched that recently. It's still really good. I still like it.
It is great.
I really like the utilization here. I like that. I just it definitely gives that sense of him honing in on something. Him like trying to find that one thin line to give him some inclination to something that he's nowhere near. Massive fan of it. I think that was great. I think that was a brilliant choice on their part.
Yes.
To not just use the old tricks from the first 3 seasons. I think that tricks that on-screen tricks like that, fucking awesome. I'm very happy with that. That was one of the things that I was super pleased with Born Again.
Well, I was gonna say the top 3 movies since Endgame: No Way Home, Guardians 3, Shang-Chi.
Deadpool Wolverine.
And Deadpool Wolverine.
Yeah, that's the 4th one.
Yeah.
And then I would say next would probably be Wakanda and Multiverse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the rest are all just kind of.
Well,
yeah.
The Black Widow is kind of okay, but.
Okay, so I rewatched Quantumania the other day, and I still want to get it on physical because I want to see what the quality is like on physical.
Yeah, I've got it on physical.
Well, the MODOK still doesn't look.
No, that's an atrocity.
No, okay, but my thing is, I'm a MODOK defender.
Okay.
Like, I think that the effects on MODOK were as good as they could have fucking been.
Wait, you're saying you want MODOK and the Defenders?
Oh, fuck no.
He's like,
no.
no.
Stay dead in the quantum realm. Sorry, that honorary Avenger. No. When I was rewatching Quantumania, I felt sad. Because a lot of the complaints that are going on with the MCU have been like, well, it kind of feels aimless.
Yeah.
And it felt aimless aside from Loki, which the first season of Loki was what, 2021?
Yeah.
I think so,
Okay.
yeah.
Aside from Loki.
No, 2022.
Was it 2022?
Yeah. I believe so, yes.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember at this point.
Yeah, I think it was season 1, 2022, and then season 2, 2023. So
yeah, because WandaVision and
yeah.
WandaVision, Winter Soldier were 2021.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, everything kind of felt aimless unless King touched the project, which makes sense because they weren't building like fucking anything.
No.
Like they weren't even. And I knew since 2019 that this was the issue that we were going to face. I knew because they were like, oh yeah, we're doing 2 Avengers movies back to back, at the very end of everything.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not... You need something else. Like, okay, it took us 4 years to get an Avengers movie since the first MCU movie. That's totally fine. They were building a universe then.
Yeah.
But it's like, you have to keep the ball rolling.
Yeah.
And then, and like the complaints of, oh, well, it seems to really be focusing on introducing these new characters and all this other stuff. It's like, okay, yeah, it's going to feel bogged down because of that. That's where Marvel fucked up. Marvel didn't have any other crossover, really. Marvel didn't do anything else. It's like, these characters still fucking know each other post-Endgame.
Yeah.
They still are facing issues post-Endgame. You can still have a team up somewhere along the way.
The only crossover we really have are Wong and Doctor Strange going places.
Yeah, it's that, and it was the Marvels.
Yeah.
Like, that was really it.
Yeah.
Guardians were in 2 projects?
Yeah, Thor.
Yeah, Thor and something else, I thought.
No, just that.
Okay. But still, the
And that was
Guardians
only
were
for 5
linking
minutes.
stuff together a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, it makes me sad watching Quantumania because it's so obvious what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
They were really trying to build up Kang. And it's a bummer that Jonathan Majors did what he did.
Yep.
It's a bummer that all that stuff happened and that he ruined his career by, doing that.
He's got a new movie coming out.
Yeah, and I wouldn't completely say that he ruined his career.
Right.
Just because of how, not everybody's career is ever actually ruined.
Right.
Kevin Spacey's Kevin Spacey, but he's still doing stuff.
Yeah.
So, it's not like I expected him to actually ever be off the scene. But, it sucks that he did what he did, just in general. But it also sucks because, I was really excited for what they were going to do with Kang.
Yeah.
And I think that Kang would be a much bigger player by this point.
Yeah.
I think that he would be a bigger player than he, unfortunately, currently is.
Yeah.
And only ever will be until they recast him.
They'd really be getting a king for their buck.
No. 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 Thumbs down. No. That's dreadful. No. That is not funny.
It's times like these where I'm really glad we don't have the spray bank.
Thank goodness.
Amazing.
Which, by the way, you still need to be shot 400 times. John, you still need to be shot 15. I get 40. So
Can we get the ratings on this one?
yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to say it sucks that it's hard to predict where the MCU is currently going.
Yeah.
Aside from, obviously they're funneling it towards Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Yep.
It definitely sucks. It sucks that they obviously had a plan and they were obviously trying to move forward with that plan, and then obviously major
life.
hiccup. But I don't know. For Born Again, I think that it's going to be interesting where they go with it.
Absolutely.
God, I hope that they keep it street level. And
We're getting Matthew Lillard in season 2.
if they get Matthew Lillard in season 2 for any role, I'll be happy.
I
Yeah.
think he's confirmed.
Is he?
Yeah, I seen that the other day.
Mm.
That
I-
Matthew Lillard's next 3 roles are Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Scream 7, and Daredevil Born Again season 2.
He's got to play a interesting character that isn't a villain or superhero.
Yeah.
That's my thing, because I don't think that there's a hero role that he could do on screen where he would do well enough in it, or
Right.
at least for Marvel.
Yeah.
Like for DC, I already told you who I think that he should.
I
do
think
for
he'd
DC.
put Hugo Strange.
I would think Phantom Strange or the Question.
Yeah.
I think that he would kill as the Question.
Yeah.
But for Marvel, I don't think that there's a role that he could do that would suit him well enough. And I feel like Matthew Lillard is one of those characters or one of those actors where if you utilize him really well, you've got something special on your hand.
Yes.
Like, there's a reason why Scream is so good, and there's a reason why Five Nights at Freddy's did so well.
Yeah.
Aside from the memes and everything about Five Nights at Freddy's.
Man.
Like, man, I just killed 6 kids. No, I'm glad I said that in my Shaggy impression, not my actual voice. That'd be a bad thing to have roaming around the internet.
Nice going, Shaggy.
No, it's interesting where Born Again could go. Interested in seeing how Daredevil and that cast is going to fit into the rest of the grand MCU.
Yeah.
Because you know that they're going to be featured in the movies at some point.
Right.
And like obviously, it's more than likely going to be Secret Wars.
Yes.
I don't see it happening in Doomsday with the plot details that we've heard about Doomsday.
No.
I just don't see it.
No.
I could see like a brief cameo where it's like a swing by as the incursions are hitting, and it's the final moments before Battle World.
Yeah.
I could see something like that happening, where it's like, oh,
Like
these
the
people
opening-
are going to be a major character to come in Secret
Like the
Wars.
opening scene of Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah,
Where they show everybody
yeah.
like getting disintegrated or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be
Yeah.
if Daredevil shows up in Doomsday. But I think past that, I think that it's literally just going to be like season 2. They're going to do this War Against Fisk thing if they even wrap up the War Against Fisk.
Yeah.
That could cross over into Secret Wars / season 3.
Yeah, I think it's going to.
I think that it would be cool for us to get Wilson Fisk as mayor in Secret Wars as well, if he isn't removed from office before then. But
Yeah.
with with how Secret Wars is, which Battle World being put together by Doom, I could see you Doom being like, you know what, you do your thing, man.
Yeah.
I know that you just got your ass handed to you, but they won't remember that you got your ass handed to you, so you can keep your office.
Yeah.
But I think that'll be interesting seeing where it fits in with the rest of the new plan
Yeah.
for the MCU. And honestly, I think that'll be crazy seeing things go back to normal after Secret Wars for
Right.
Daredevil. But that's whatever. Matthew, do you got more thoughts?
No, just the star rating and stuff.
Okay.
I'd say
Oh, go ahead.
4.5 out of 5.
Ooh, that's good.
Okay.
It's definitely a higher rated for a TV show because I usually don't rate TV shows as high as, since there's more to it than movies.
Right.
So 4.5 out of 5 is still pretty good.
Okay.
I'll go out and say full 5 stars. I loved it. Really enjoyed it. That makes that for season 2, which I heard it's confirmed for March of next year, if that is
Yes.
correct.
It is.
Can't wait for that.
Between a 3.5 and a 4, because like I said, Matt's story for most of this season
Was unappealing, yeah.
it was unappealing, and it was basically something that we'd already seen before.
Right.
Okay.
And I just didn't like the repeat.
Right.
I wasn't a big fan of that. Season 3 of Daredevil is my least favorite, which we still got to do our rankings of that.
Yeah.
Um,
Spoiler. You
yeah.
just gave your.
I know, but never know where the other 3 are. But I was not the biggest fan of season 3, and while I liked the action in season 3 more, just because of how brutal it was at times.
Yeah.
In season 4, in what?
We never talked about that scene.
Yeah, where Fisk.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Go ahead.
So yeah, the police commissioner is not on board with what Fisk is doing, because we never talked. Fisk started an anti-vigilante task force.
Yeah, it's the entire like cops.
Bad
believe-
cops. Yeah.
Yeah, and like they believe in
Excessive force.
Punisher and
Yeah.
everything. They're like, he's our hero, and Punisher's like, you guys are just a fucking bunch of clowns and shit.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
exactly
yeah,
what he
yeah.
said.
Yeah.
But yeah, he starts. The police commissioner's like not having it, so Fisk grabs his head like this, and squeezes it and pops it like a watermelon.
Yeah.
You see its like jaw hanging off.
Yeah,
And
he like fully rips it. He like rips the entire like top portion of his head out too.
like that's what we were talking about earlier. That is definitely the goriest scene in the MCU now.
Yes, for sure. There's no way. We've seen some shit in the MCU.
Especially in Deadpool
Yeah, and especially in Deadpool.
and the previous seasons. That was something else though.
That was insane, and the fact that it was on screen.
Yes.
Because the first season Deadpool had a really hardcore thing happen, where one of the first acts of brutality that we see Kingpin do is him slamming this guy's head in
Yeah.
his car door
Right.
over and over and over. But you don't actually see the act of it happen.
You just see the blood dripping.
Yeah, that's all you see.
The only other
see
scene,
that you hear the sound. That's it.
the only other scene that comes close is the drill and Punisher split in season 2.
Yeah.
Because that also always makes me go. Ugh. I also will say before you get back to your rating, I prefer the color grading in the first 3 seasons.
Yeah.
I didn't really care for the color grading as much in this. It was more of a bluish, I feel.
In the original or here?
Here.
Okay.
The original had like a greenish tint
Yeah.
to
Okay.
it.
I get you.
It just felt grungier, and I like that better.
Yeah. Okay. I see that.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm the other way about it.
Okay.
But no, I completely get what you're saying. I think that's a good look for what the show was.
Yeah. But it was also the different area, too.
Yeah.
The show was not in Hell's Kitchen this season.
Yeah, this show was New York en masse.
Yeah. We're going back to Hell's Kitchen next season, though.
God, I hope.
We are.
I think I want to see 3.5.
Okay.
I just like. I don't like half the show. I didn't like half the season.
Okay.
And like the half that I didn't like was the half of the namesake of the fucking show.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't a big fan of it.
Okay.
Like I like Kingpin's story throughout this season.
Yes.
Matt picked up as soon as he started putting on the suit and messing around with it.
Yeah.
I just I don't know. It was a 3.5 for me. It's not better than 2 for me.
Okay.
Season 2 was better.
Okay. I guess I'll go ahead and go first on the rankings. Since actually my mom's gonna be pick me up in a couple of minutes, so I might as well go ahead and go first on this one. Might as well say quickly for next week, we might do live reaction to Blood and Honey. Ugh, God help me. All right. So number 4. It'll probably change real quickly when we get to season 2, but Daredevil Born Again is now number 4 for now.
Okay.
It might change when season 2 comes out, so we'll definitely see. I think I like season 2 a little bit more at number 3, but 2 and 1 for me is where I think it's where the seasons got real good for me. So number 2, I'm gonna say season 1. It was a fantastic way to begin this incredible show. I didn't think that season 1 could ever could. I didn't think anything could top season 1, but I love season 3. Season 3 is number 1 for me. I absolutely loved every minute of it up that season. It was so good. So, but if I did like a top 5, Echo would also be on there. But just the Daredevil itself, those are my 4 rankings. So there you go.
Okay. Do you want to go ahead, or you want to be last?
I'll go last.
Yeah. And I'm gonna go ahead and leave now. So I'll see you guys.
See you later, John. So number 4 for me is season 3.
Yep.
I really liked Matt's story in it. I thought that was great. I liked a lot of the raw action scenes that we got in it.
Yeah.
I just I don't know. I wasn't the biggest fan of season 3.
Yeah.
I want to see Matt in suit.
Right.
I want to see Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
Season 3, it was a lot of he was throwing some ropey hands like that. That was about it.
Yeah.
But number 4 is season 3. Number 3 is probably Born Again.
Yeah.
Just I've already given my thoughts on Born Again. Number 2 is going to be it's gotta be season 1. Season 1 is great. I think that it's an amazing first season of a superhero show. It's one of the best out there. I thought that it was done beautifully. I still think back on it very fondly. But like I especially think about it was like episode 3 or 4 when he fights that Fist general or whatever with the rope. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Where he like hangs him.
Yeah, like he like clips it into him and everything. Like it's
Yeah, I think that was episode 3.
okay. That's I think about that episode like all the time. It's so good. Season 1 is number 2, and season 2 is my number 1. Like season 2 is just so damn good. We have Matt consistently in the suit. We have Frank Castle going around. We have the relationship between Frank and Karen building between the two of them.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, it was awesome. I feel like I feel like it was Daredevil, and we got Elektra big time.
Yeah.
Which was also
She
really
wants to
dope.
come back too.
Huh?
She wants to come back too.
Oh, I would love to have her back. I'm not sure how they could do it after Defenders.
Yeah.
But
everybody's like, call me back, Disney.
yeah, I want that Mickey Mouse buck. No, I want everybody to come back. Like I'm totally down for that.
Yeah.
I will say, I need a comment to be made at some point about Marshala being Blade.
Yeah.
Like I gotta
being
hear a
Copperhead.
comment between that and Cottonmouth.
Yeah.
I
Well,
need
we
to hear
also
something.
got Micro being the thing now. From
Yeah,
Punisher.
but you can't make a comment on appearance about that one.
Right. Well, he'll be.
Blade and Cottonmouth.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But the only person that would really be able to make a comment about that is Luke Cage.
Right.
And I just don't see Luke Cage and Blade ever really being in a room
Yeah.
together. So, I don't know. I'm very excited about Moss's portrayal of the Thing.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be good. I think that he's great. I just started my Andor rewatch
Okay.
for Andor season 2, which
Yeah, I'm doing that too.
wait for a review at the end of that season. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
But I just got through the heist episodes.
Yeah,
on-
I've only
on
watched like
Andor.
one episode so far. A rewatch.
Yeah, I normally skip the first 3.
I don't like the
just-
heist one or the prison ones that much.
I can see why you don't like the prison ones.
Yeah, it's
I
kind of
can.
slow moving.
Yeah, it's just it kind of hits that snail pace.
Yeah.
But I think that's a great payoff. But I digress.
I'm glad John didn't have the same ranking I did because he was getting close there for a minute. 4, 2, 3, 1 is mine.
Really? You think 2 is? Well, I mean, 1 is fucking great.
Yeah, the only one I really Born Again's the only one I don't go a straight up 5 for.
Okay. Huh.
Because I think the first 3 are all perfect.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, they're brilliant pieces of television.
Yeah.
Like Born Again does have more setbacks in my opinion.
Yes.
Yeah. No. Okay.
We'll see how the next season goes though.
Yeah. Considering the fact that they got their shit together and we're like, okay, so we got to change something.
Yeah.
And
Because
it
none of
looks like
season
the
2 was
changes-
filmed.
Yeah.
None of season 2 was filmed while they were going through the transition.
Mm.
So like it's all going to be new material based on the Netflix stuff.
I think that's for the best. I think that's gonna be really good. I can't wait. This war for New York is gonna be awesome.
It is.
Especially if they can put it into a larger scope
Yeah.
and they can bring in characters like Spider-Man and Ms.
Yeah.
Marvel, which Ms. Marvel doesn't really have a whole lot of.
She lives in New Jersey.
Yeah, she lives in Jersey City. Yeah, so she's like just across the pond, but
I
don't know.
I want it to be like New York, like sanctioned off, like you can't get in and out of the city. And...
See, that's what I'm expecting because at one point they mentioned something and I didn't catch the full line.
Yeah.
And it was something that I was confused about, where it kind of made it sound like Fisk was going to make it so people couldn't go to and from New York.
Yeah.
And that's insane.
In the comics,
That'd be cool, but insane.
in the comics, he gets the Thunderbolts to be his anti-vigilante task force. So imagine if Bucky showed up working for Fisk.
Nah, I couldn't see that. Because like I feel like okay, this is where we get to speculation about Thunderbolts. Because like Thunderbolts is very interesting,
Yeah.
and I don't like the fact that the Thunderbolts cast is part of the announcement for Doomsday.
Yeah.
Like,
because that shows that none of them get killed, except for maybe Taskmaster.
yeah, exactly. It's like okay, like you should have.
So everybody's announced but Taskmaster. Taskmaster's dead.
I
wouldn't have announced any of the Thunderbolts cast, except maybe Bucky.
Exactly. See, that's the thing. Bucky's the one person they shouldn't have announced. Because he's the only person I would have fully expected to die in Thunderbolts. I dead ass. That's what I was expecting.
Because it's his first lead role.
Well, not only I wouldn't say that it's his first lead. It's his first leading,
Well, that's what I meant, yeah.
action. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I get you. It's his first leading action. It's him being his own captain.
Yeah.
And it's that. It's the thing of Congress. The fact that this is going to be Dark Avengers.
Yeah.
It was all this stuff, and the fact that he's been running in the MCU since first Avenger.
Yeah.
Like he's been running since 2011.
He's outlasted everybody but Thor.
Yeah,
Him
damn
and Thor
near.
are the last ones. Nick Fury's the last one.
Yeah.
But who knows where he's at?
I was expecting Bucky to die in Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
And them announcing that he's going to appear in Doomsday, I was. You should have just announced Harrison Ford as well.
Yeah.
You know, like, because Harrison Ford was rumored to show up in Thunderbolts.
Okay.
Because Red Hulk was a huge rumor for Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
And I just, in general, think that would be weird for us to get a Thunderbolts, quote-unquote Thunderbolts, movie, and us not get Thunderbolt Ross as well.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to be like, okay, we need our own Hulk.
Yeah.
And they're going to have Thunderbolt Ross on standby. Where he's like, okay, this is going to be my community service. He's like, this is how I'm going to show that I'm trying to be a better person. And it's going to be by getting really angry, setting things on fire, and killing people. But
Goals.
Yeah, I mean... No, I don't know. I just... Thunderbolts...
We'll find out in a few weeks.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested in what the story of New York is going to be.
Yeah.
And I think that it's going to be interesting for the next Spider-Man movie, which next Spider-Man movie is supposed to...
Next July.
It's next July. It's not 2027.
Right.
Okay. All right. Does it come out before or after Doomsday?
After. So it's going to take place in Battle World.
See, that's another...
Unless it takes place at the same time.
Yeah.
Because Spider-Man's not in Doomsday.
Well, so far as we know, he's not in Doomsday.
Right. They're still announcing cast.
But, no, see, okay, no, because it makes me wonder. We got Ant-Man and Wasp after Infinity War.
At the same time.
Yeah, it literally was like lined up to the post-credit scene of Ant-Man and Wasp. Or, yeah.
So Spider-Man might be the same thing.
I'm wondering if Spider-Man's going to be the same thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, gosh, excuse me. Gosh. I'm wondering if Spider-Man's going to be I cannot stop burping. I'm sorry. I'm wondering if Spider-Man Brand New Day is going to be the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where they're like, where it's fresh on the coattails of the previous Avengers movie, where it's like a what the fuck just happened kind of moment.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it's going to be riding the coattails of it, where they're going to end up the same place.
Right.
It's just Spider-Man's going to have no involvement with Battle World up until that point.
Right.
I'm wondering if it's going to be that, and if it's not going to be that, I'm wondering kind of what the entire thing's going to be.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like I just, I don't know. I just, whatever stories we get that are set in New York, I really hope that we get more out of this storyline before everything hits Battle World.
Yes.
If everything hits Battle World and that's when we get the conclusion of this storyline, okay, I'm fine with that. I feel like there's a lot more opportunity for crossovers.
Season 2 will take place before Doomsday.
Okay.
Because Doomsday's May, Season 2 is March.
If this War Against Fisk doesn't get resolved in Season 2, it's going to be happening early Season 3.
Yeah.
If not in some other piece of media before that.
Right.
Which I think that would be weird to wrap it up in another piece of media.
Yeah, it would be.
Kingpin is Daredevil, but yeah.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting seeing where they're going to go from here.
Yeah.
I really can't wait. Honestly, we can only speculate at this point. I refuse to look at rumors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Really, the only rumors that tend to pop up on my feed these days are when I get a notification from our Twitter. When it's like, oh, hey, you might want to check out this post. And then it's like, set photos, rumors about the script for Doomsday, and blah, 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 blah. Like,
the only rumors we want are the Fleetwood Mac album.
That and I want rumors for the Community movie, please.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'll take any word for the Community movie.
Same.
But no.
We thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff.
And make sure to rate us on Spotify. Make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube. Make sure to check us out on socials. We're on our social presence is predominantly Twitter and Facebook. We're also present on Instagram, Threads. We have an account on TikTok, but I'm not sure if we've done a whole lot with it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, we've had this is a long episode.
How long?
Almost 2 hours.
Good.
We had a lot to say about
Y'all
Daredevil.
deserve it,
Yeah.
even though you may not be particularly interested in what we said about it.
Yeah. Daredevil definitely deserves the love.
Yeah, no, for sure.
We thank you for watching. This episode will be dropping on Easter, so have a happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
And join us next week we're reviewing Havoc, I believe Until Dawn, and maybe Blood and Honey live stream react.
Be fun.
So we'll see you guys next week. Hope you have a great week.
Yeah, have a great week, guys.
We have been the Cinema Asylum Podcast. You guys were awesome. Thanks for coming out. Good night.